Imagine walking amongst the Earth's tallest flowering plants, encapsulated by a forest supporting stands of trees that reach heights of up to 90 metres and exceed a circumference of 20. Intertwined amongst these giants is a developed understory of damp, cool, temperature rainforests. Amongst the peace and serenity, you hear chirps, clicks, and whistles, almost as if there were forest fairies fluttering from tree to tree. These are the sounds of the Leadbeater's possum, a critically endangered species with a questionable future. There is a significant problem with this ecosystem. Over the past century, the mountain ash forest structure and integrity has been deeply altered by timber harvesting. The forest is considerably degraded, fragmented, and has been the victim of significant biodiversity loss. Merchantable trees have been either removed off-site for further processing, slashed and left on the forest floor, or exposed to high-intensity regeneration burns as a result of clear cutting. Figure 3 shows the severity of fragmentation resulting in isolated possum colonies. The historic old-growth forest has declined to 1.16% of the approximate 141,000 hectares which once stood, causing major implications for fauna, particularly the Leadbeater's possum. Possum's once strong positive relationship with these hollow-bearing trees is diminishing, and looking at these images, it's not hard to understand why. They are reliant on this critical habitat for denning, nesting, and foraging for nutrient-rich foods, yet essentially the mountain ash forest ecosystem is collapsing around them. Key research findings suggest the Leadbeater's possum's long-term population trajectory is grim. Native timber harvesting has ceased, and although the mountain ash forest may appear somewhat intact, prolonged periods of decline combined with long lag times for recovery mean an inevitable ecosystem collapse. It is unclear if key processes such as post-disturbance salvage logging and commercial thinning will occur and continue to be a threat. Therefore, policies and key prescriptions will need to be continually revised to provide adequate and ongoing protection. Decades of research suggest this species is one of the best studied critically endangered species worldwide, with long-term insights generated by ongoing biodiversity surveys. There are, however, still gaps in knowledge and opportunities to target deeper research to better understand the species' behaviour across such varying forest ages and conditions. This will provide a cascading effect on future habitat manipulation to reunite isolated colonies. The successional stage and structural complexity can be seen in this image here, and their considerable variation and biodiversity value. Caring for the Leadbeater's possum means caring for its habitat. The mountain ash forest resilience relies on its diversity of species. The Leadbeater's possum is considered a flagship species, and therefore conservation responses are likely to provide benefit not only to the mountain ash forest ecosystem itself, but also other hollow-bearing fauna such as the sooty owl, greater glider, and yellow-bellied glider. The Leadbeater's possum is one of 21 Australian threatened mammal species and is a key focus of active and committed conservation groups. The species holds strong cultural significance to the traditional custodians of the land, the Wurundjeri, Taungurung, and Gunai-Kurnai people, who have strong emphasis on protecting the Earth's natural value. Effective conservation action is needed now. The decision to halt native forest timber harvesting is a proactive step, which means the species is protected by a prescription. However, the challenge will be constant monitoring to eliminate stresses which could prevent current stands developing into old growth. A collaborative approach is needed to conduct habitat restoration, refine captive breeding processes, and coordinate species monitoring, as well as effective management of the threat of introduced species. On a local level, volunteer and community groups are a vital aspect to assist with conducting surveys in the search for new colonies. Species awareness will contribute to more volunteers, and with more volunteers comes a greater opportunity to refine research techniques and work towards establishing suitable habitats.